none of this has been priced into the stock at all. In fact, all right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about Cleanspark, stock ticker CLSK. Cleanspark put out a press release today giving us an update, and I feel like I need to go through it. They have a lot of good things going on. I've done several Cleanspark videos this month, but they just keep coming out with more information. So I want to keep everybody up to date and in the loop. So we talk about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners all the time on the channel. If that's content you're interested in, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if everybody could please smash the like button, I would appreciate it. It helps the channel out a lot. Also, you can now join the channel by hitting the join button, and you can become a member of the channel. You get some additional content with that, and we also have a live stream once a week for members only, and that actually is today, this afternoon at 4:15 after the market closes. So that's every Tuesday after the market closes. Okay, so let's talk about Cleanspark. Cleanspark right now is trading at $3.19. So they're up about 2% on the day, and it's pretty green day today. So Cleanspark is not having a giant reaction to today. This is about average performance. Their market cap right now is at $150 million. They hit a new 2-year low back in June. They have now taken that out by a lot. So again, we'll look at that chart and check that out in a few minutes. But just to put it in perspective, if we look at market cap, you can see this is the market cap of Cleanspark over the last couple of years. So you'll see back in January of 2021, so that's more than a year and a half ago, this was $1 billion company. If you go back to November of 2021, this was an $860 million company. So right now, it's at $150 million. So this is a very, very oversold stock in my opinion. So let's get to today's press release and take a look at what's going on. Okay, Cleanspark exceeds exahash rate guidance with over 4 exahash of low carbon network strength. So that's the headline. So they have now gone past 4 exahash that's up and running and operational. Before I read this, I want to give you some concept of just how quickly these guys are growing, and then I'm going to talk about what they have left coming. It was on January 24th that Cleanspark finally passed 2 exahash. So they then put out a press release on August 30th. So that was just 1 month ago. Cleanspark's hash rate exceeds 3 exahash following summer of acquisitions. And now you'll see here on September 27th, they're over 4 exahash. So I want to dig into this because there's more to come. Okay, Cleanspark has 3 fully owned and operational facilities, more than 41,000 Bitcoin mining machines operational, and a daily production of about 16 Bitcoins. With a daily production at 16 Bitcoins, they will have their all-time record month again when they release their September results in all likelihood. So this will be several months in a row where they continue to set their all-time record for the number of Bitcoin mined in 1 month. A 4th fully owned and operational campus in Sandersville, Georgia will join the Cleanspark ranks when the acquisition is completed in early October and is expected to add 1.4 exahash to the company's hash rate before year end. So that's another giant jump they're going to take next month. So then they finish out by saying Cleanspark maintains its 2022 year-end guidance of 5 exahash and expects to meet its 2023 year-end guidance of 22.4 exahash. An achievement that would make it one of the largest publicly traded Bitcoin miners in the world. So if they're able to stick to that plan, they will in fact be one of the largest Bitcoin miners in the world. They're reaffirming year-end guidance of 5.0 exahash, but I want to talk about how they are almost certainly going to beat that, and they may beat it by quite a bit. They just passed 4 exahash here on September 27th, but we just read in the last paragraph that they have 1.4 more exahash coming on in a new facility, and that will all be up and running by the end of the year. So that's going to get them from 4 to 5.4. So I expect actually probably by the end of October, we're going to get yet another press release that says they've reached 5 exahash. Okay, in addition to that, they put out this press release on September 7th. Cleanspark today announced that it has entered into a purchase agreement with Cryptech Solutions for 10,000 brand new Bitmain Antminer S19J Pro units for a total price of $28 million after credits and discounts. The servers are expected to be delivered to Cleanspark facilities by late October or early November of this year. So that is another full 1.0 exahash in addition to everything we've talked about. So the other facility that they're going to bring online is going to get them from 4 exahash to 5.4. These 10,000 machines should get them to 6.4 exahash. So that's monumental growth in the second half of 2022. And if you take a look at this stock, which we're going to do, none of this has been priced into the stock at all. In fact, this stock is dramatically underperforming even the other Bitcoin miners. Okay, so let's take a quick look. This is the Bitcoin miners by market cap as of just a few days ago. This was actually last week. So you'll see you have to go all the way down the list here to Cleanspark. At that time, they were $161 million. They've now pulled back since then. They're now $150 million as of today. So you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 companies that have a larger market cap than them. In my opinion, this is a top 3 company. So again, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy this stock. I can't tell you to buy this or sell this. You got to do your own due diligence and make your own buying decisions. But in my opinion, at $161 million, I mean, there's several companies that are more than twice their size. There's other companies that are 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 times their market cap. So to me, there's a lot of room to the upside on this stock. This was a billion-dollar company. So from 150 million to $1 billion is not out of the question. And when we look at the chart, we'll see what that would mean. Okay, this is a performance of all the Bitcoin mining stocks over the last 90 plus days off of their lows from the summer back in June when every single Bitcoin miner hit a low. So you'll see some of the Bitcoin miners over the last 3 months are actually up. Marathon and Riot are up a lot. Marathon's up 87%, Riot's up 67%. There's several other Bitcoin miners that are up. CleanSpark, despite the fact that they just had all the press releases that we've talked about, they have doubled in operational capacity, and within a few months they will have tripled in operational capacity. They are down 14%, and it's actually now gotten worse than that. So they took out their lows from this summer, and they've hit new all-time lows. So that's why I'm looking at this as a buying opportunity from my perspective. I believe that the operational reports that they're giving do not match the performance of their stock. Their stock is getting beaten up badly, and I don't know why. And you can see even in comparison to the other Bitcoin miners, the entire Bitcoin miner sector has been beaten up very badly, and CleanSpark is among the worst performing stock out of all of them. Okay, so if we look at the other side of this equation, how are they performing operationally? This is my chart of the estimated cost per Bitcoin by Bitcoin miner. So you'll see, and these were derived from the June 30th financial statements for each one of these Bitcoin miners. They had the lowest cost per Bitcoin of all the Bitcoin miners in the second quarter of 2022. So their cost per Bitcoin is very low. This is my chart of mining efficiency. And again, this is just basically the number of Bitcoin mined versus the exahash rate that each company has. So you'll see CleanSpark is right here amongst the leaders. I have them at 132 Bitcoin per exahash. The leader's at 137. So CleanSpark has the lowest cost per Bitcoin. They're amongst the highest efficiency Bitcoin miners. They're growing at the fastest pace out of any Bitcoin mining company, yet for whatever reason, their stock is grossly underperforming. I do believe there is one gigantic reason, and it has to do with the fact that they just added some additional officer compensation and an incentive program, and the marketplace really, in my opinion, drastically overreacted to that. I think they may have done as much as cut the price of this company in half just based on this new incentive package that's come out, and really we're only talking about a few $1 million. I think somewhere on the order of maybe $10 million if they get to their 22.4 exahash by the end of 2023. So obviously at that point they will have added potentially billions of dollars of value to this company. So that's for a different video, but I think that is the main thing holding this back. So for me, I'm looking at this as a buying opportunity. In the short term, the stock market does not like that employee compensation package. It has hindered this stock drastically, but you can see by any other measure, for operationally speaking, this company is performing extremely well in my opinion. So lastly, if I look at their chart, this is zoomed out. This is CleanSpark on the 1-day time frame. So you can see I'm going to go all the way back to, this was their high in March. So the end of March, Bitcoin had a nice rally back up to 48,000. So CleanSpark got all the way up to almost $14 a share. Now that is nowhere near their 52-week high, which was back in November. So just to take a quick peek at that, you'll see back in November, CleanSpark was trading up around $24 a share. So I'm not even going to go that far back. I believe that CleanSpark's oversold. I also think that Bitcoin is oversold. So that doesn't mean it's not going to get worse before it gets better. We don't know. Nobody can call the bottom. So we've been bouncing around the bottom for quite some time, and that may continue. So I am expecting sometime in the next 30, 60, 90 days, we will have hit a bottom and start to recover. And if Bitcoin can get healthy, even if we're talking out 1 year or potentially 2 years, I think all of the price targets I'm about to look at are very, very reasonable 1 to 2 year price targets. Some of them may even be reasonable 90-day price targets. If we go back to where CleanSpark was trading just about 2.5 weeks ago, that would be a 60% increase in the price of CleanSpark stock. So I think that's a very reasonable short-term goal, particularly if this little relief rally that seems to be starting today, if that picks up some steam, I think we could hit this number in a matter of weeks. Then if we go back a little bit further, about a month and a half ago, on August 11th, CleanSpark hit a local high. That's when most of the Bitcoin miners hit a local high after a nice relief rally in the first half of August. So Bitcoin got up to about $25,000 at the end of that relief rally. So that's not very far away. We're over $20,000 right now. If Bitcoin could rally back up to that point, then I think this is an extremely realistic price target prior to year end. And this is more than a double. This would be a 120% price increase. The last number I'm going to look at is where CleanSpark hit a local high in late March, early April of 2022. So that was just, 5 or 6 months ago. At that time, remember, Bitcoin had a very nice rally. It got all the way up to $48,000. However, also remember, at that time, CleanSpark was only just over 2 exahash operationally. So they will be, in my estimation, at 6 exahash fairly soon. So they will be triple the size that they were back in March when they were trading in the $14 range. And right now, they're trading just around $3. So even if it takes Bitcoin a year or two to get healthy, and even if healthy only means, somewhere between $30,000 and $40,000, I think this is an extremely realistic price target, because we saw CleanSpark's cost per Bitcoin is around $10,000. So at $30,000 or $35,000, they have a very, very healthy profit margin, and they continue to set their record for mining Bitcoin each new month. So this would be a 342% increase. So even if you set your sights on this being a 1 or 2 year price target, that would be a phenomenal return. So again, I have to stress, this is not financial advice. These are estimates, and they're all dependent on, obviously, CleanSpark executing their plan, as well as Bitcoin getting healthy over the next year or two. So that's the latest on CleanSpark. Big things happening for them, in my opinion. So thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, remember to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.